Welcome to the Catholic Life Coach Podcast. My name is Carla Fitz. I am a certified life coach, wife, and mom of two beautiful little girls. My hope for this podcast is to offer support and empower other Catholic women to live their most authentic life. To share life coaching tools from a Catholic perspective in order to help you live a more fulfilling life filled with peace, joy, and abundance. Let's get started. Hello and welcome. Today's a stormy day here in Nebraska. It is dark gray outside. And if you hear that, that is thunder. It's crazy out there. I always love a storm, but I love the storms when my girls are with me inside of the house and my husband and I are together here and it's just cozy and it's raining and we love it. We just love a storm. When I'm by myself and my girls are somewhere else and my husband is at work, excuse me, it is not as fun. I'm always just like, ooh, I just wish they were home, or are they okay? And I hope they make it in okay. And I should have stopped by to get milk this morning instead of having my husband get milk after work. But it's how life works. Sometimes we just have to go with how it goes, right? This week has been a fun week. I have been getting challenged in a lot of my beliefs and a lot of my thoughts, and it has been beautiful, both by my coach and also by my beautiful father. And they are both in sync, which I also love. This is why I love coaching so much and having it right next to my faith, very tied to my faith, because it tends to happen that when I realize something with my coach, God has also something to say about it. Or is vice versa, where I realize something with God and I bring it to coaching and we are going through it together and we're processing it together. It is such a beautiful gift in my life to be able to go to Holy Hour and process some things and then bring it with my coach and really process some things and just get helped and get asked a bunch of amazing questions. And I just find it fascinating how much we can grow with someone walking by our sides. And we are also not alone when we have our coach with us. And I just love that. Today's topic has been coming up in conversations, and I wanted to talk about it because I think often we think that when we are making a decision, it has to feel great. Like that's how we know that is the correct decision. And I just don't think that's true at all. I think when we are making a decision, is decision. That's what it is. That's what I tell my clients a lot is a decision is a decision. It is neutral. It is not a right decision and a wrong decision necessarily. When you are making a change in your life, you are going to feel shaky. If you don't feel shaky, it's kind of concerning. Like anytime you make a shift or a change in your life or you do something new, you are going to feel quite terrified to do it. I recently joined my current coach and I am so happy to be with her. She has been already such a blessing in my life. And it is one of the best investments that I have ever made is in my own mind and processing thoughts and emotions. It's a gift. But it doesn't feel great. Anytime that we have to do something new or we decide to do something new, we are terrified to do it. And this is not necessarily just investing, this is like life in general. I remember back in the day when I decided to leave real estate to become a coach. Like I now know that this is the best decision. Like I am so thankful that I made this decision because it was the most aligned decision for me as a mom, as a wife, as a person. But back in the day when I was still in real estate, trying to leave it, it felt so uncomfortable. It felt like I was going to die. It felt like I was going to give away my sanity, my safety, my protection. And it felt unsafe. It felt unwise to do that because it made more sense to stay where I was at because at least I knew it. I think often we think, well, I'm just, yeah, I'm not happy in this job, but at least I know it. That is like the comfort in the discomfort. Like you are so uncomfortable, but at least you're aware of it. At least you know it. So you may as well just stay there instead of changing and looking for something better, looking for a new opportunity. We are afraid of changing because it doesn't feel great. We're afraid of changing because we think that It might be worse. But the thing is, it might also be amazing. It might also be the best decision of your life. You won't know until you decide something. But making a decision and choosing something, it doesn't feel great because we don't know the outcome of it. We don't know if things are going to go great. We don't know if things are going to go horrible. But our brain, in order to protect us, it always tells us that it's going to be the worst thing that we can do. It's going to tell us, oof, don't do that. That's too scary. We're safe here. You might not be happy here, but you're safe here. And this is something that I see with clients, I see with myself, I see with my loved ones as well, because we are creatures of comfort. Like our brains want to be safe. Our brains want to feel good. We want that dopamine. We want that idea of protection and security, where in reality, nothing is secure in life. This sounds terrible, but the only thing that we have for sure coming is death. Like that is for sure coming. No matter what we do, we are going to die someday. Hopefully not now, hopefully not for a while, hopefully not for a long time. But eventually we are going to die. And so when we are thinking of a decision, that is a great question to ask ourselves. If I knew when I was going to die, how would I live my life? Sometimes I love thinking of my peaceful self, my 85, 90-year-old self at the very end of my life, questioning how do I wish I lived my life? What were the things that make me truly happy? What were the things that made me feel aligned? What were the things that I'm so proud I did? What would she do in this situation? And then, of course, the best thing you can do, and the one thing that you are allowed to do and you have access to 24/7, is to ask God. You have your future self to ask. What would you do in this situation? What would she do? Like thinking ahead of time, trusting that everything has worked out for the best because it always works out for the best. That is another promise. God is always walking with us. He is always with us. He's always leading us. And because we want him to lead, at least I want him to lead, I ask him, tell me, what do you want me to do? And he will show you. He will show you in examples or in readings or in a song. He will show you. He will send you someone that you love, that you trust to talk to. He will put a thought in your head. But you need to trust that you can ask him, that he's going to answer your question. And trust that if it's something that you feel called to do, you are meant to do it, even if it feels scary. I'm saying this from experience. It is not easy. I have made some very scary decisions. And one of them was like leaving my 9 to 5 job when I had no idea where I was headed. But I trusted that God didn't want me there anymore. It was very obvious that He needed me to grow. He needed me to change some things. And then choosing to join my very first coach, it was an investment. I was so scared. But I knew that He needed me with her. And then it was her that led me to the weight loss, and it was her that led me to leaving real estate and really being honest with my heart, what it was that I felt called to do. Everything happens for a reason. Each person that you meet is meant to lead you to something else or to teach you something. And every opportunity that you have in your life, it's meant to help you grow. It is true that some of them will not turn out exactly how you expected, but it will always turn out for the best. Use your fear as an empowering feeling instead of a shrinking feeling. I think often we think of fear as a warning. It's like, get out, run far away. This is a bad idea. But truly, we are going to feel fear and insecurity anytime we do something new. It doesn't matter. It might be completely safe, but our brains are so wired to protect us that it is going to cause that reaction, that fear of doing something new. I remember even with this podcast, that was the feeling I had. I was so scared to do this podcast. And it was kind of funny because prior, to ever becoming a life coach, I used to work for Hallow, for the Catholic app, and I learned how to record voiceovers. And it was so fun and I loved it. And so doing a podcast actually made a lot of sense. But my brain was like, no, we can't do a podcast. We're not ready for that. As if we can get a certification on podcasting. Maybe you can, but that's not true. If you feel called to do something, God already has given you everything that you need to do it. He's the one placing those desires in your heart. Your job is to fight for them. Your job is not to sit back and do nothing. Your job is to take risks. Your job is to trust. Your job is to take a leap of faith. And I can't remember the passage because I'm really bad with remembering passages, but it is his promise to us that when we leap, we take a leap of faith. We are not going to just smash down in the ground. He is going to be right there to hold us. But the problem is that trust comes before the leap. It doesn't come after you see the result. You have to trust him ahead of time. You have to trust him when you haven't seen the results yet. You have to trust him before anything moves. You need to move first. You need to make that decision, leap, and let him hold you. My 4-year-old lately has been coming into bed with us in the middle of the night, either if she's having a bad dream or she's just emotional and she wants to be held. And I love that. I love to hold my baby. And I cannot imagine how much more God likes to love us, to protect us, to hold us in his arms. But the thing is, trust comes ahead of time. We have to trust him in everything that we do and trust that he will lead us in the right direction. My friend, it is not fun. And I'm not going to tell you that, oh, you are going to do something new or make a decision and it's going to be a bliss and it's going to be beautiful and it's going to be perfect. It is not. The reality is that it's always going to be 50-50. It's going to feel amazing one time and then not so great the next time. But in the discomfort, there is the growth. In the awkwardness, in the shakiness, I remember I was so scared to do videos on Instagram for the longest time. I was like, I can't do this. I can't put myself in a camera. This is awkward. I'm so awkward. And what are people going to think? Like all the fears that come into our heads when we're doing something new, everything popped in my head. And then I just remember like trusting and just doing the thing anyway, even though it felt shaky. My very first coach said to me that when you feel shaky, that's when you're doing it right. And I want to encourage you to feel the exact same way. Feel shaky, feel insecure, feel uncomfortable, and do it anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway. I'm not saying put yourself in like harm's way on purpose and you know that it's not safe, that it's not a good choice. But I'm saying if you feel called to do something, if you feel excited and you feel that in your body, but your brain is convincing you that no, this is not a good idea, don't listen to your brain so often. Trust that feeling of what you're feeling called to do. Know that your brain is going to come up with absolutely every single possible worst case scenario for you to keep you safe. But know that if God is asking you to step out in faith, you are safe. He's going to hold you. He's going to walk with you. You are not alone. And in that leap of faith, that is where amazing growth, amazing things come out of. I often think of Mary. How much did she trust? For the longest time, I used to have this idea that God came and the angel Gabriel came to Mary and he's like, hey, Mary, you're going to have the Son of God. And there you go. And what does Mary do? Oh, let it be done according to your will. Like she asked the question, how is this going to happen? This doesn't make sense. And the angel explains and she's like, okay, I'm good to go. Let's go. I trust God. But in my humanity, I would have been like, excuse me, I'm having the Son of God. Okay, how first? How is that happening? And then what's going to happen? How is Joseph going to take this? How's my family going to take this? I want to know ahead of time. Like, tell me more about this before I can say yes. That's how we work as humans. But having that example from Mary, how did she do it? She took a leap. She trusted. She knew that God would be there to hold her. And she took a leap of faith. That's what we are called to do as well. Even when it feels shaky, even when it feels uncomfortable, you are loved. You are cared for. You are protected. And you can do scary things that empower you. I think that is another great question to ask ourselves. Which of the two options will cause me to grow the most? Which of the two options have the most potential for growth, for new adventures, for me stepping into whom I am being called to be? If your brain is trying to convince you that one is safer, that at least here we know what's going on, that's not where the growth lies. The growth lies in the one that makes you uncomfortable. The growth lies in making the decision that will cause you to grow, to develop. And in that shakiness, in that fear, that is where you find Him. That's when you realize that you cannot do this alone. And yes, it's scary, but God is right there. And we open ourselves up to opportunities that will help us become more and more like Him. So this week, take some risks, make some fantastic decisions, pray, check with yourself, and most importantly, check in with God. All right, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week. And until next one, God bless. If you are interested to work with me and to start feeling supported and empowered by a Catholic life coach, then this is a great time to sign up for a consultation. I have a few spots for you to join me in a one-on-one setting. This is the best way to get coached. It is an opportunity and a safe place for you to dig deep into your thoughts and to overcome limiting beliefs and feel those emotions in order for you to grow into the version of yourselves that you are dreaming to become. I am so excited to walk in this journey with you and support you in every single step. It's gonna be so much fun. So if you're interested, all you need to do is click the link in the description and sign up for a free consultation. I hope to see you there.